The fog hung low over Yorkshire, a shroud clinging to cobbled streets and whispering through the chimneys of terraced houses. It was the kind of damp, penetrating cold that seeped into your bones, a chill that spoke of something more than just the weather. This was England in the late 1970s, and fear, like the fog itself, was a constant companion. The newspapers called him the Yorkshire Ripper, a shadowy figure who stalked the night, leaving a trail of blood and terror in his wake. His victims, women, mostly young, snatched from the streets they called home, their lives extinguished in a storm of violence. The Ripper's reign of terror cast a long shadow, a darkness that touched everyone. And in the heart of this darkness the question echoed, would he ever be caught? Peter Sutcliffe, the man who would become synonymous with fear and brutality, was born into an ordinary working-class family in Bingley, West Yorkshire. Outwardly, his childhood seemed unremarkable. A quiet boy, some might say even shy. But beneath the surface, a darkness simmered. He was a loner, drawn to solitary pursuits, his imagination often straying into macabre fantasies. As a teenager, he developed a fascination with voyeurism, peering into windows, spying on unsuspecting women. This unhealthy obsession, fueled by a growing rage against women, would later fester into something far more sinister, the seeds of a monster slowly taking root. The air was thick with the metallic scent of blood, a stark contrast to the crisp December air. It was 1975, and on this night the darkness in Peter Sutcliffe's soul spilled onto the streets of Keighley. His first victim, Anna Rogulski, was walking home, her footsteps echoing on the pavement. Suddenly, a blow to the head shattered the night. Anna struggled, the sound of her own panicked breaths drowned out by the pounding of her heart. Another blow, this time harder, and then silence. Sutcliffe had tasted violence, and he was hungry for more. As months bled into years, the body count rose. Each attack brought fresh waves of terror, each murder more brutal than the last. Wilma McCann, Emily Jackson, Irene Richardson. Their names, once whispered with love, became etched in the public consciousness as symbols of fear and loss. The Yorkshire Ripper wasn't simply taking lives, he was stealing a community's sense of safety, its very soul. Women, once confident and free, now lived in the grip of fear, their movements restricted, their lives confined by the shadow of the Ripper. The investigation into the Yorkshire Ripper's crimes became one of the largest and most complex in British history. Hundreds of officers worked tirelessly, chasing down every lead, every whisper, every fleeting shadow. But the Ripper, a phantom blending into the fabric of everyday life, remained frustratingly elusive. His attacks appeared random, his victims seemingly chosen at whim, leaving the police grasping at straws, their frustration mirroring the growing panic in the communities they had sworn to protect. Section 6, Wearside Jack, and the hoax that misled a nation. In the midst of the investigation, a chilling audio tape emerged, a voice claiming to be the Yorkshire Ripper taunting the police, mocking their efforts. The voice, thick with a Sunderland accent, sent shivers down the spines of those who heard it. For years, the police poured their resources into finding Wearside Jack, convinced he was their man. It was a cruel hoax, a distraction that not only sent the investigation down a rabbit hole, but also gave the real Ripper the freedom to continue his reign of terror, his crimes escalating in their brutality. Section 7, Capture and Confession, the mask slips. The end, when it finally came, was almost anticlimactic. In January 1981, a routine check of a car with false number plates led police to Peter Sutcliffe. In custody, the mask finally slipped. Sutcliffe confessed to being the Yorkshire Ripper, his words sending shockwaves through a nation that had held its breath for far too long. The monster who had haunted their nightmares, the boogeyman who had terrorized their streets, was not a shadowy figure of myth and legend, but an ordinary-looking man, a chilling reminder that evil often hides in plain sight. Section 8, Justice Served, Trial and Imprisonment. Sutcliffe's trial was a media spectacle. The eyes of the world fixed on the courtroom as the full horror of his crimes was laid bare. He was charged with the murders of 13 women and the attempted murders of 7 others. His defense, a plea of diminished responsibility due to claims of hearing voices, was rejected by the jury. Found guilty on all counts, Sutcliffe was sentenced to life imprisonment, his reign of terror finally brought to an end. Section 9, Legacy of Fear, the Yorkshire Ripper's enduring impact. The shadow of the Yorkshire Ripper continues to hang over Yorkshire, a stark reminder of a time when fear stalked the streets. The scars of his crimes run deep, etched into the fabric of the community, a testament to the lives lost and the families forever broken. Yet from the ashes of this tragedy, lessons have been learned. The investigation, though flawed, led to significant changes in police procedures, particularly in the way evidence is gathered and shared. More importantly, the case sparked a national conversation about violence against women, shining a light on the vulnerability of women in society and the urgent need for change. The memory of the victims lives on, their stories a poignant reminder of the human cost of such unspeakable acts and the enduring power of resilience in the face of unimaginable loss.